I Do Damage, and welcome back to the channel. In this Torchlight Frontiers video, I want to take my leveling build for the Railmaster and put it into a video format just for you, so I hope you enjoy. Before we start, I want to say a quick thank you to all the subscribers, new and old. You all are awesome. I can't thank you enough. We do have a giveaway going on. Thank you to @PlayTorchlight for hooking me up with those keys. I can't thank you guys enough. We have a giveaway going on. If you haven't yet, check out the Discord, join our awesome growing community we have there. And also, if you didn't know, I am a Green Man Gaming official ambassador, as well as a Humble Bundle partner. The links will be down in the description below for that if you want to support the channel and pick up an awesome game in the meantime. Let's go ahead and start, shall we? The Railmaster, if you didn't know, is my all-time favorite class, and that's why I'm making my build videos about the Railmaster first. So, in leveling up in Torchlight Frontiers, they have a difficulty setting. There's different difficulties, and what I usually try to do is set it to the highest possible. But if it becomes too difficult to where you can't kill fast enough, mobs just aren't dying, you're dying in one-shots, whatever it is, don't be scared to turn it down just to get through the leveling process, okay? That should be common sense, but I just figured I would go ahead and get that out there. So this build video is going to be literally a video format from my Patreon build guide. If you haven't yet, check out the Patreon. All my builds on there are free. They're open to anyone. I just like to use Patreon. It's a nice little place to keep my builds. So check them out. I plan to do more video formats in the future. For those of you that don't want to read, I totally get it. But let's go ahead and start. So the Railmaster leveling guide, I'm going to go ahead and show you the exact steps that I took. And actually, I made a brand new Railmaster and leveled them up to like 20 or 30, I think it was, just for this guide, since so much has really changed since I leveled my high level Railmaster. But anyway, the main goals of this build were obviously to have a good time leveling up and to get to Spike Drive as soon as possible, because that skill is overpowered and is going to carry you, and it's going to really be an amazing skill for your build overall. So first of all, we're going to talk about the Relic. And in Torchlight Frontiers, spoiler alert, if you don't want to know, skip ahead a little bit, but the first relic you're going to come across is the Blood Drinker. It's super easy to make. It costs 1 core, and you get it pretty much handed to you through the story. So this is going to be our leveling relic. Our endgame relic is going to be the Fire Relic, but that's for a different video. That'll be for the endgame build. For leveling up, the main reason we go for the Blood Drinker and what we're trying to get out of this is some of that explode proc to get some more AoE damage out. So the first 5 levels you're going to go into Bloodletter, and this is going to increase your bleed chance. The reason we want to make enemies bleed is because when you hit a bleeding enemy, there's a chance to make them explode and deal damage. And that's the main point of this relic for this build. There's another healing variant you could do as well, but for now we just want to crush those mobs and level up quick. After that, you're going to go into Heavier Swing, and this is going to increase damage to your Spinning Blade ability. And we have the Spinning Blade ability on there because it's free to cast, it has a pretty short cooldown at 8 seconds to start, and it's just like a passive damage dealing ability, really. So once you have 5 into Bloodletting, 5 into Heavier Swing, you're going to go into Volatile Blood, 10 points, and this will increase that chance to rupture and cause those explosions. You're going to go a full 10 points into that, and then you're going to go 10 points into Open Wound to increase the rupture damage. So at this point, you're going to have tons of explosions, ruptures, you're going to be doing AoE damage. It's going to be awesome. And then we're going to polish it off with 5 more into that Heavier Swing for more damage output. And then we're going to polish it off with 5 into Faster Blade. And what Faster Blade does is it will reduce the cooldown and bring it all together so you can do even more damage even quicker. I know, I neglected Blood Pools, which is when you kill a bleeding enemy, it has a chance to drop a Blood Pool. The reason I don't like this ability is because, well, it's when you kill a bleeding enemy. It's not when you hit them. So first of all, the bleed has to last long enough for the enemy to actually die, and then on top of that, it's still just a chance that the blood pool will even drop. Now, I do have another Blood Drinker and another build where the healing pool is pretty crucial, but for this build, we're going to do what I just said. And there you go. That's the blood drinker. But when it comes to your actual skills, I'm going to go through and tell you the exact path I took on my brand new Railmaster that I made for this specific build. First of all, you're a Railmaster. You need to have that train. You need to be able to build the train. I know you could neglect it, go full lineage, and just go for a melee and never have a train, but let's be real. We need that passive damage, okay? So first you're going to put a point into build train, and then you're going to go and put 1 point in pound. And the reason for that, pretty much we're trying to fill up our skill bar at this point. We just want to have enough buttons to push while we're trying to level. So after that, you'll pick up your mortar car for that more damage on your train, and then dynamite. Well, it's actually called blasting charge. But what this ability does is it does cost endurance, but it makes enemies hit by this ability take more damage. So you want to try to keep that up, at least refresh it if you can. And then we'll pick up hammer spin. That is more for a mobility, kind of a circuit breaker to get out of bad places and to kind of save your life if you're in bad situations. But if you want to use it as more of a damage skill, it's kind of tricky. But if you have the enemies up against a wall and use the hammer spin, because it has a knockback, but if you knock them back into that wall and can keep them in place and continue to just kill them there in that spot, go for it. And it also gives you a movement speed. And then after that, we're going to go 2 more into pound. And by this point, you should have your blood drinker relic, and you should have your spinning blade ability from there. And go ahead and put that onto your hotbar. And then finally, you put 5 points into flying picks. These are ranged ability, gives you endurance recharge, all around a decent ability to help you with the leveling up process, since you can stay at a ranged a little bit better. And this is what your bar should look like at this point. You should be about level 12 by this point. So now is when we're going to really go down. And I know you're probably wondering, I'm still missing a train car on my build train. All I have is the default car and the mortar. And that's on purpose. We're trying to get down to the spike drive, so just bear with me. So from here on out, we're going to be trying to get to that spike drive so we can be super OP. So first of all, we're going to go 5 points into Lantern Flash. And this ability is really cool, and it's going to synergize with your spike drive since it causes enemies to be blind. And also, damage versus blind, stunned, or slowed targets is increased from the Lantern Flash passive. So once you have 5 points into Lantern Flash, you can start macking those points straight into spike drive. Get it all the way up. Full 12 points, and by this point, you should be OP, and this is what your bar should look like. Pretty much the rotation is you're going to open up with Lantern Flash, and then you're going to spam Spike Drive. Spike Drive is really cool because it has a passive on it, which gives you a chance to return an endurance point on melee attack. Well, Spike Drive counts as a melee attack, so you can end up getting endurance back, and in turn being able to just spam Spike Drive like 3 to 4 times. Sometimes even more if you're lucky, and it's a ton of freaking damage. So you're going to have Lantern Flash, spam Spike Drive, and then when you're waiting for your cooldowns, hit your Mortar Car, Spinning Blade if you need to, Auto Attack, all that good stuff. You want to use the Spinning Blade to keep your bleeds out. It's really going to be just a spammy build. I mean, you could probably just button mash and be okay, to be honest. And that's honestly going to be it. That should get you to about level 30, and you should be done with one of the frontiers at this point and getting ready for the next frontier, maybe do some map works, whatever it is. And check out the Patreon. There's going to be some more of the like end game stuff, but I plan to do a full end game build later on and hopefully get into a video format for you guys. If you enjoyed this Torchlight Frontiers leveling guide for the Railmaster, don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell so you're notified when I drop more videos. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Do you think it's meant to be? Cause I feel like letting go. Getting for some energy. My battery's pretty low.